And we'll start with Sara, is what is your position on pension reform and why do you feel that way?
I believe that 100% pensions in our current economy is unsustainable right now. I think that we need to stay competitive as a city for our employees, but at the same time, we need to seriously look at ways to generate revenue or stop the bleeding. And one of those ways would be to ask employees to contribute a small amount to their pension and give them a bigger incentive to offset that pension by asking them to live in the city of San Leandro. Police officers, their average lifespan is 50 years old. They put their life on the line every day. I think it's very important that we continue to offer 100% pensions to police officers, but ask them to do more community-oriented policing in our neighborhood. Right now we have a 5% response time. Our police officers are very polite to residents, and to contract those services out or to cut the pensions, I'm not for it.
Joyce.
In the past, public sector jobs were lower in pay and higher in benefits. Private sector jobs were competitive because they were higher in pay, and that's changed. In the pension system, it has grown unsustainable. State reform is needed. Everyone agrees with that. Locally, what can we do? We can work with our employees on concession bargaining. And this year, our city employees did give concessions in their bargaining to create a new tier that reduces our pension obligations. We can also hold our employees accountable for their good pensions. It's important to remember that good pay should equal good results. And our employees, all the way up to the highest levels, need to be held accountable that their good pay achieves good results. And this is the way I would like to make sure that our pensions are reformed for San Leandro, that we deserve the pension changes that we're going to make.
Steve.
One of the interesting things about going to these candidate debates is that you hear different answers to different groups, and the answers get skewed based upon who the group is. So I went to the Alameda County Labor Council with Tony and Joyce and Sara, and you would never have heard the answer that you just heard from Joyce said that, nor are you probably going to hear the answer you're going to hear from Tony. The reality is that we have to have pension reform, and we have to have our employees contribute to the annual cost of their pensions. Public school teachers contribute to the cost of their pensions. Alameda County firefighters, San Francisco police officers. Just the other day, Union City municipal employees agreed to contribute to the cost of their pensions. It costs the city $10 million a year for the pensions that we provide. Our general fund is $70 million. So that's 1 out of every $7 of our money is going for employee pensions. And that doesn't count employee retirement care, and it doesn't take into the fact that the employee pensions costs are going to be expanding rapidly in the coming years. I'm the only candidate on record saying that we have to have employees contribute to the cost. The city can no longer afford to pay 100% of employee pension costs.
Tony.
Yeah, it's very easy.
May I ask folks please to hold down your applause so that we have equal for all the candidates and they have equal time.
It is very easy to sit there and say someone else should cut his or her salary or her or his pension. You can't do it that way. If you're going to make any type of cuts, you need to do it through the collective bargaining process. Our employees, your employees, have sacrificed a great deal because of the economic crisis that we are in. Staff has been cut by 20%. You talk about salaries and benefits. Believe it or not, over the last 4 years, they have been cut by $14 million a year. So I suggest to you that the pensions at this time are reasonable, and our general employees association and our management team have agreed to a two-tier system. which is going to result in a tremendous savings of funds down the road. Our police officers, the POA, have agreed to a contract which was just adopted last evening, which will save the city approximately $700,000 to $800,000 a year. We're working on it. Your employees are working hard for you, and don't forget that.
John,
Still in the game here. I haven't retired. My take on pensions in the city of San Leandro is they need to be restructured, and I believe the restructure should be based on the number of years that you work. I come from a construction background. I was an operating engineer for 25 years. My pension is based on 1.5 credits per year of employment. And by the time I reached 25 years, I had almost 30 credits, which equates to about $3,000 a month, okay? I think we should end up structuring the common working man's pension based on a formula like that, not on the last year you worked and the amount of money you made in the last year. Simple? I don't know. Hard to do? I think it is. It's hard to go back and tell somebody, I don't believe in telling the chief or anybody else, you're not going to get a big pension. But I think guys at this stage should understand that I don't have any more time.
thank you.